Hi there, it's Chin from Classy Novel. I am a sales and revenue optimization specialist, and I've recently partnered up with Natalia from Notland Consulting, and she is a process and automation expert. And we have collaboratively built these pricing estimation calculator tools for different businesses to help them improve their quotation process. So I wanted to do a quick demo of the tool that we have built for my own business to give you some idea around how you could price for your own business, but also show you how easy a tool like this could be and how it can help you improve transparency with your clients and speed up your sales process. So here you can see I have different factors that I consider, and then I selected different variables. So just so you know, these variables are defined for my business specifically. When we build a tool like this for your business, we will work together with you to actually figure out what is the right variables, the right multiplication factors to quote and give the pricing that you desire. So here you can see I have my hourly rate. I have, let's say, desirability of project as one of the factors. If I really like a client, I'm willing to give them a discount. Or maybe if a client has a potential of bringing future projects, right? Maybe it's a great reputable client, or maybe they want ongoing projects. I may be willing to give a discount. Maybe there's schedule I want to consider. Is it going to be intense? Does it require a lot of time? Or maybe it's a light project, something that only requires 10 to 15 hours a week. Duration of the project, how long will it take? Urgency of the project, maybe a client needs something done very quickly. I might want to give a markup for it. Complexity of the project, the more complex the project is, the more expensive it should be, right? So these are some of the different variables. Value creation. So maybe you want to share in the upside. You say to a client, you might say, if I'm able to help you increase revenue, let's say I help you increase $10,000 a month, I want to take 10% of that. So I want to roll in a bonus of 1,000. Or maybe I'm helping you save 20 hours a month and your time is worth $150 per hour. Therefore, I want to take 300 a month from you. Or maybe if you can say, you know what, I'm able to help you automate certain processes. You can lay off an employee. You can save, let's say, 2,400, and I want to take 30% of that. So you can add these value creation pricing points into that as well. Or maybe you also have, let's say, payment plans. If a client pays upfront, you charge a discounted rate. If they pay over 6 months or 12 months, maybe you want to have an interest rate on top of the payment, right? So you can have those kind of variables. So this here is what the simplified calculator looks like. So I'm actually going to go through the process of coding for one of my most recent projects and just show you how it looks like. So over here in one of my recent projects, it was a project that they could do themselves, but they need some strategic help. It was a project that required some simple project management. They don't need a lot of supervision, so I've selected that. And intermediate level of knowledge required for it. So you can see over here, complexity is calculated as medium. Ambiguity. So you can say, okay, it's very simple for this project. Clear, specified, and defined deliverables. So it's marked as easy then. And then deliverables over here, in this project, although it was clear, there was a lot that needed to be done. So I actually needed to do deep implementation and facilitation for them. So you can see I selected that and it marks it over here as difficult. And then it actually takes an average of all of my complexity factors and calculates it as a medium level project. In this specific project for my client, it was a 1 month long project. And then it was something that was requiring, let's say, about 20 hours a week over here. Do I really want this client? I would say medium. So 75% discount I'm willing to give. Non-urgent, I would say. And then over here, in my case, what happens over here, it's giving me 0 for a base price. And the reason why is because for clients that, in my case, if the project is less than a month, I purely base my estimation based on my hourly wage. I don't really look at the actual project quotation process itself. So here, maybe I'll just put in 1 month over here. So you can see project price recommended is 3,000. And that's actually quite accurate. That was exactly what I actually quoted for this client. But you can change different variables, right? So you might say this is, let's say, a 6 month long project. So it gives you a base price. So this is not even considering your hourly wage. This is the base, the minimum that I'm willing to charge for a project is at least $2,000 for a 6 month long project. And then on top of that, execution, I'm also factoring into those 6 months, what's my hourly. So if I have to spend a certain amount of time on the project, I might say the actual cumulative time for implementation, let's say it's 2 months. So over here, it's showing you minimum break-even point. You should at least quote $6,000 because that's 2 months that you're putting in at $50 per hour, right? If you change this to $100 per hour, it's going to change your pricing as well. And then this 3,600 is what is recommended for you to quote to your client for the entire project because it's a 6-month long project and it's a level 3 for difficulty, and it's accounting for all of these different variables as well, including desirability, urgency, stuff like that. Over here, in this case, I'm going to blank it all out, but let's say if you say you want to have some extra bonus milestone. If you help the client, let's say increase revenue by, let's say $500,000. Change hours to dollars. And it's saying your bonus target is $50,000 because here you're collecting 10% on $500,000, right? So you can add and play around with this kind of things. And then it's going to show you upfront costs, $38,000 for a project. Here it's paid out over 2 months, therefore $19,000 for the payout. Or let's say if you do 6 months, same as the project itself, then the monthly payout is only $6,000 per month, $6,650, right? So a tool like this, we can help you build for your business. It will just really help you simplify certain things, because I found that a lot of businesses, when they are quoting, they tend to be really thumb in the air based on their own experience, their own knowledge, but they don't have a formal process. So it's really hard for you to train your sales reps to have a consistent way of pricing. Another thing I find it really helps is it helps tie in both what sales and your tech or your marketing people are actually talking about, because salespeople might think certain things are easy, but let's say your designers or your developers might find that certain things are actually more difficult than you think it is. So having a standardized system like this really helps you find the common language to describe the project itself. So you can use it to just simplify the process of creating these kind of pricing estimations. This is an internal facing tool. If you want us to build something that is front facing for your client, where we can embed it into your website and your client can actually select themselves to actually get their own quote, it's a lot easier. So we can actually create something that's a lot more simplified, and then your client can play around on your website and actually get a rough quote depending on the products, depending on what deliverables are required. You can adjust everything based on what you need, right? So here, deliverables, let's say if you don't do it based on audits or strategy or deep implementation, you might have different deliverables like, let's say you need a branding guideline, you need SEO strategy, you need to help create a website. We can adjust all of that for you as well. So yeah, if you're interested in having us build a tool like this for you, feel free to reach out. You can send me an email at chin, CHIN, @classynawal.com. That here is my website. And just to give you a rough idea, to build a tool like this for you, it will take us about 6 weeks. We go through the first 2 weeks with you to really understand your business, to understand all of the different variables, the factors. We'll also help provide any suggestions if you are not considering certain things, if you're not pricing correctly, if you have a sales cycle that's too long, we can kind of dig into your business to see what's going wrong. And then we actually take some time, about 2 weeks, to build the tool, and then another 2 more weeks to actually test, implement, and adjust the tool to actually become more accurate. To actually build a tool like this for you, it costs anywhere from $500 to $2,000 depending on the complexity of your business. And yeah, so if you're interested, feel free to reach out. I hope this has been interesting and insightful for you. Again, you can reach us at classynawal.com, and that's it.